Welcome back to The Income Guys. I'm John Maxon, and this is Pete Benson. We're the senior partners at Beacon Capital Management. Been here in Middle Tennessee for many years, and today we're talking about your financial house. And we started the first segment talking about the foundation of your financial house. And of course, the foundation is always your fixed income streams that are going to give you sustainable income in retirement. But it's not just about having a solid foundation, Pete. Once we have a really secure foundation, we have secured income streams, we want to move on, and we also want to talk about what we call the walls of the financial house, which really have to do with growth, because people are in fact living longer, and you need to have some growth associated with your overall investments. But growth is not just performance in the market. It really entails a lot of things relative to your finances.
Absolutely. So let's say that you have $1 million, for instance, and you take $300,000 and it secures your income. Well, you have another $700,000 that you just want to be out there to be growing in the capacity that you like. But there's a lot of things, John, that impact the growth of that money. And some of them positively and some of them negatively at different times. But one of the things that we teach at our firm, very, very important, is do you have a plan for inflation? Inflation, so they say, may be fairly low right now, but most people anticipate in the future that it's going to get bigger and it's going to get more and it's going to have more of an impact. So do you have a strategy for rising inflation or even deflation? And then what about market risk, John? I know everyone that comes into our office, meets with us, they're always concerned about what are y'all going to do about market risk.
Well, I think the first thing that people have to understand is that today's market is not the market of the 80s and 90s. In the 80s and 90s, the market average annualized return of an investor was about 17.6%. But from 2000 to the end of 2015, the average return was about 2.8 if you were just a buy and hold investor. So you've got to understand that you want to be in the market today, but you've got to have a different strategy, and you've got to have a strategy that includes some mitigation strategies and some of these pullbacks that we get. The pullbacks that we get, Pete, are actually great opportunities if your money is managed well. And so you want to have a good strategy for today's market risk, and that begins by understanding that today's market is simply not the market of the 80s and 90s. And so in addition to market risk, then we also want to think about how taxes are impacting or could impact your investments going forward.
Absolutely. It's not how much money are you making on your money, it's how much do you get to keep. How much is actually going to go into your pocket? Do you have a good strategy for taxes and how you might be able to reduce those? And some people are needlessly paying taxes on money they don't even intend to use for years down the road. And again, their money is not growing the way that it should because taxes are impacting that. And then, of course, you've got fees. Fees can really erode your nest egg. It's like having holes in a bucket of money, and the money just flows out. And John, how many people would you say come to our office that actually truly know what they're paying in fees?
I would tell you very few, very few. And it's one of the things that we offer to do in the analysis that we do for folks. And when we talk about fees, we're not just talking about the management fee that you're paying to your broker. We're talking about all the internal costs, like the 12B1 fees and the soft dollar costs, the transaction costs. The reality is we have some software that we run a fee analysis, and probably one of the most eye-opening experiences that people experience when they come to our firm is a fee analysis. And what we find is that most people, certainly not all, but many people that we sit down with, Pete, on a daily basis are paying anywhere from 0.5 point to 1% more than they should be in their investments. So what if you could keep that money in your pocket and in your funds working for you and providing income? That could be very significant towards your financial future. And then what about interest rates? Interest rates are probably going to be going up. That also has an impact on how your funds could perform if you're not positioned correctly.
Absolutely. So there's certain investments that you could have that rising interest rates could actually help you, and there's other things that they're really going to hurt you if we have rising interest rates, which we all anticipate. So again, are you working with an advisor that has a plan put in place that's proactively looking ahead to make sure that they have a plan for this? And what about taxes, health care, longevity risk? there are so many things that impact the growth of your money. What we're talking about today is your financial house that you live in, that you've made. And John, we talk about at our firm having a custom-built home, having a home that is custom-built. And many people just live in the home that really they kind of feel stuck with. But at Beacon Capital, what we want to do is help people custom build their home and making sure that you're actually working with advisors that are going to lock arms with you and help you through these different strategies. Having a strategy for rising inflation, market risk, taxes, fees, interest rates, health care, longevity risk. John, I know that we have some clients that, think that they're going to just at 65 years old, they may need income or they need their money for another 10 years, but we know better than that.
Well, it's really true. You know, when Social Security first started, the average life expectancy of people in America was about 7 to 8 years. Now, it's very common for people to live 25 to 30 years in retirement. And so you not only need income to support your lifestyle over that period of time, you need for that income to have an inflation adjustment. And true inflation, you know, people talk about 3%. But conveniently, out of that inflation calculation that the federal government tells us is 3%, we leave out food and energy. And I'm not yet a retiree yet that actually still doesn't pay for food and energy, doesn't go to the grocery store and buy food, doesn't fill their car up with gas, doesn't heat their home. So when you add those things back in, true inflation is much closer to 4, 4.5, maybe even 5%. So what's your plan relative to your growth, not only on your investments, but also on your income for what could be a very long period of time, hopefully a very long period of time in retirement, that you're going to live well and enjoy your retirement lifestyle?
Yeah, so we want to give you an opportunity for us to be able to help you. And we call this the Financial Roadmap Review. There's no obligation, no cost at all if you have at least $200,000 saved for retirement. So if you meet those qualifications, this tremendous offer has detailed reports. It has a fee report to help you understand exactly what you're paying in fees, a tax analysis to show you how you could possibly reduce your taxes, keep more in your own pocket, a risk and stress test, very important right now, a Social Security maximizer report, and finally a customized lifetime income plan using proven strategies. In short, we want to take all the guesswork out of your financial planning for you and deliver this into your hands at no cost. But what you need to do is pick up the phone right now and dial this number, 615-224-9794. That's 615-224-9794. See the number, give us a call. Well, it's time for a short break. You're listening to The Income Guys with Pete Benson and John Maxon. Stick around, we're going to be right back.